27 minutes heartbreaking truth. Queen's Platinum Jubilee may be her final public appearance before Prince Charles takes the throne. As the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations have come to a close, a heartbreaking moment on the Buckingham Palace balcony, for all intents and purposes, sent one clear message to the public. Hello, and a very warm welcome to the Sussex Daily news channel. If you had been looking for the Queen during the 4 days of the Platinum Jubilee, you would have seen her everywhere, on masks, tea towels, projected onto Stonehenge, plastered throughout Buckingham Palace facade in lights, splashed across every front page, on YouTube and on social media, adorably taking tea with Paddington Bear, and even waving from the golden imperial state coach by way of a nifty hologram. But in the flesh, for a woman who famously said, "I have to be seen to believed," the person who is widely held to have met more people than any other human being on earth ever, Her Majesty, unfortunately, was very much absent in the flesh during the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. In fact, if one were to add up her 3 short turns on the palace balcony and her appearance in the Windsor Castle quadrangle to light a Jubilee beacon on Thursday night, Her Majesty appeared in public for the grand total of 27 minutes during the entire Jubilee. The bleak reality is that despite the 10,000 plus participants, the $40 million plus bill, and the fact that her royal apostate grandson and granddaughter-in-law, Harry and Meghan, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, jetted in for the grand event, we saw the Queen for less than half an hour. I am happy to say at this point that the real reason that the Queen was absent was because, in a fit of wonderful obstinacy, she refused to leave her sofa because she wanted to catch up on Succession, or that after 70 years in the job, she had simply just had enough of the waving game and wanted nothing more than to do her Sudoku in peace with a large gin. But we all know that's sadly not true. After a lifetime of indefatigable service and politely inquiring, "And what do you do?" approximately 2 million times, age has very much caught up with the 96-year-old whose increasing frailty is all too apparent. During the trooping of the colour on Thursday, Her Majesty appeared twice very briefly on the palace balcony, an outing which caused her discomfort. She was therefore unable to attend the following day's service of Thanksgiving at St. Paul's. On the upside, at least in missing that one, she was once spared having to sit down through the Sussex's first public face-to-face reunion with Prince Charles and William and Kate, Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. A situation that was about as relaxed as a Cold War prisoner swap at Checkpoint Charlie. Then on Saturday, and despite Her Majesty's love for a fine filly, above all else, including some might argue her children, she was unfortunately not at the Derby at Epsom Racecourse, putting a £5 each way on a couple of sure things, but she was back at Windsor, again conserving her strength. Nor was Her Majesty at the party at the palace on Saturday night, or in the audience for the Platinum pageant on Sunday. When the royal standard was hoisted midway through the pageant, though, the jig was up with a final mooted appearance on the balcony alongside Charles and wife Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, the Cambridges, and their 3 children, clearly about to come to pass. When Her Majesty, who was dressed in green Stuart parvan, gingerly and slowly made her way out to greet the masses, it was honestly only for about 3 minutes. As she made her way to return inside, the inescapable question was, will we ever see Her Majesty appear on that most iconic of balconies again? Because while the Jubilee was very much a joyful, rollicking bash and a touching tribute to a woman who was nearly universally adored, it was also an obvious bookending of her reign with an unmistakable poignancy to proceedings. And yet, there is every chance, at least we hope so, that the sovereign will make it to 101 years old, the age her own mother died. But what we have just witnessed this weekend is the end of the age of the Second Elizabethan era. The chances of seeing Her Majesty in public again each time in the future seem slimmer and slimmer, unless her health miraculously takes a flip for the better. Aside from her weekly audience with the Prime Minister Boris Johnson, a duty any sane person would be extremely joyful to palm off, and presenting her royal assent to legislation, for all intents and purposes, Charles is now the sovereign in all but title. It was once the 73-year-old who took the salute at Trooping of the Colour, who presided over the state opening of Parliament, and who, because 2013 has represented the Crown at Commonwealth Heads of Government meetings. If one key theme of the Jubilee was once celebrating the Queen, then the different, equally distinguished motive was about instilling public self-belief in the future of the monarchy. Time and again, we have seen the Cambridges and their children. Unlike in the past, when toddlers have only been wheeled out in cautiously rationed public doses, this weekend they have been everywhere and attended all the identical events as their mother and father, apart from the St. Paul's service. Watch the video of the Queen and the other participants of the royal household making their way onto the palace balcony after the pageant, and there is a slightly heartbreaking second when younger Prince Louis, age 4, goes to wedge himself between his older brother and his granny. His father, William, alternatively puts his hands on his shoulders and guides him to stand close to his mom to the side. Louis might be the son, grandson, and great-grandson of the next 3 kings, but as 5th in line to the throne, he does not count in a purely regal sense. The young prince might be adored by the masses and thoroughly loved by his family, but he had no place in the precisely choreographed iconography of the moment. The palace blatantly desired to shut out the Jubilee with one ultimate image, the Queen, surrounded with the aid of her heirs. The intended message came across loud and clear. King Charles III, King William V, and King George VII are all ready in the wings, and the future of the monarchy is certain. Her Majesty might be looking a bit worse for wear lately, and Harry and Meghan might have bolted for the exits. But see, we've got plenty of HRHs who just love doing this public work. Don't for a moment underestimate the psychic shock that Her Majesty's death, hopefully years from now, will trigger in Britain and the Commonwealth. The palace is clearly cognizant of this and has already started the extremely delicate business of trying to smooth the way forward for Charles et al. If you look past the Paddington Bear bit and the corgi rendered on the night sky, the use of drones, the Jubilee was once really designed with the clear-eyed, pragmatic purpose of simply baking in public confidence in the future of the crown. Because while they are a family with all the histrionics and the pouting lips and the simmering resentments that go along with all of that, the British royal family is also one of the world's oldest continuing institutions. Ensuring the crown's survival is at the very heart of what they do, even when marmalade-loving CGI bears are involved. Closing out proceedings, the Queen launched a non-public declaration that read, "When it comes to how to mark 70 years as your Queen, there is no guidebook to follow. It is absolutely a first. While I may also now not have attended every tournament in person, my heart has been with you all. Ours too, Your Majesty, ours too." And you, what do you think about this news? Please let me know what your opinions are in the comments section. We can talk about the royal family together. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with others you feel may enjoy it too. Besides this, don't forget to subscribe to Sussex Daily News to ensure that you do not miss any videos from our team. Now, thank you for watching. Goodbye, and see you tomorrow.